So it's now my pleasure to introduce the moderator of today's event, Juli Niemann. Juli is an experienced financial analyst with over 40 years in the investment industry. She currently serves as Executive Vice President for Smith Moore & Company. And I know that many of you will have seen her on television, that she's a regular on television and on the radio. And she has a wealth of experience in conducting forums such as these. Please welcome Juli Niemann.
Thank you. Well, a couple of procedural things as we start out here. First of all, write all your questions on a notepad here at the table. Hold up the questions, and we will have people circulating around to pick up those questions from you. And as an incentive, I know it's a delicious lunch and you're going to stay to the end, but just in case you don't, you put your business card in a fishbowl. We will pull one out, and that winner will have a crisp $100 bill. I'm sorry, kids, it doesn't apply to you in the back. So to hang around here. Well, let's get underway. You all remember those famous words. My favorite comments of this century so far has been Mr. Bush's mission accomplished. And the second one has been Ben Bernanke's statement of the subprime problem has been contained. Famous last words, but I'm sure there will be many more great ones underway. Well, this subprime problem turned into more than just the Great American Slowdown, into the biggest catastrophe we have had in virtually anybody's memory here, and probably historically as well. Well, the recession is officially over, and I know you're all happy to learn that it ended in 2009. The problem is, it's officially over, so why don't we feel any better? No less a light than Warren Buffett says, no, the recession's not over until you get back to where you were before you started plummeting. And this is turning out to be one of the longest, most painful recessions in American history. In fact, bottom line is, there are many questions as to, didn't we actually get a little bit into a depression in the process of it? Here's a quick lesson is how it happened. The recession was officially over. The neighborhood is really what drove it. This whole thing was triggered by a real estate bubble, the most colossal bubble you could ever have seen. Subprime mortgages hit the mortgage companies, hit the lenders, home builders, markets, U.S. economy. And what was different this time out is we took all of our subprime garbage, sliced it and diced it and sold it worldwide, creating a worldwide catastrophe here. But it wasn't just the investment bankers. We were to blame as well. Thou shalt not take the equity in thy home as an ATM machine. Great, now you tell me. We went through a period of time where even though incomes weren't rising, spending was unbelievable because you were all encouraged by your friendly local banker to free up the equity out of your house because interest rates are very low and we all know what a fabulous deduction that is from your taxes. Take that money out and spend it, and that's exactly what we did. It funded spending for a 15-year period, absolutely turbo spending. So the problem is we were partially to blame for this as well. It's a bigger problem. The debt problem is global. This is one time where we're looking at debt that could absolutely crush the world. You're all acquainted with the pigs. The pigs, Portugal, Italy, Greece, Spain, and oh, by the way, there are about 10 other countries that are in that same category as well. We're looking at the probability of default of sovereign debt, and it continues on. The economy and the consumer, well, our consumption has come to a screeching halt. We're only in a replacement cycle right now. If you can see the cartoon, it says, don't panic, folks, we're just about bottomed out. The question is, how soon and how fast can the consumer get back in? The big problem is the consumer is not what is going to bring us out of this recession. The stimulus actually did work, I think, kind of, but that's how it worked. It was messy, it was sloppy, but most economists will say that it did keep us from turning into a depression. So that's exactly where we are at this point. But the big problem we have right now is credit, getting credit flowing again. The banks are sitting on piles of cash. They're borrowing money absolutely free from the government and clutching it with a death grip because they're fearful of their capitalization problems. And bottom line, there just really isn't much demand out there. We've got to get the credit flowing again. There's some big weak links in the economy. Our economists today are going to be talking about the things that do have problems out there and what could derail absolutely everything. But bottom line is, we don't want you to have paralysis, economic paralysis. We don't want you to be chicken. It's time to start getting out there, analyze what the investments are available, and where the economy is going.